Let's get started. Good morning. Thank you again for joining us for our Brivo live webinar series. As you know, we try to be very focused in this series, spending 15-20 minutes talking about Brivo related topics that matter to you. Today, we're going to focus on why Brivo, specifically how to position the solution to win projects. Next slide, Bryce. My name is George Farley. I run marketing at Alibi Security. Also on the call, Bryce Brendan, our Director of Cloud Technologies, and Eric Larson from Brivo, who is their Alliance Manager and one of our key relationship partners over at Brivo. Thanks for joining us, Eric.
Happy to be here.
Next slide. So today, we're going to cover, first of all, why Brivo, how to position Brivo, specifically how Brivo has successfully positioned their solution to grow. Vertical targets where Brivo experiences a lot of success. Some of the sales tools that we've created or collected to help arm you for success. Some additional marketing tools that we offer that can help you reach new verticals. And at the end, we'll cover questions and answers and talk about upcoming webinars. On the Q&A piece, really quick before we go to the next slide. On the Q&A, please, if you have a question, please share it in chat. That's worked really well in our past webinars. Bryce and Eric will be watching that, answering it in real time or saving it for the end. If we don't get to your question, we will follow up with you after the webinar. So thank you. Next slide, Bryce. And I'm going to hand it over to Eric. He's going to speak a little bit about Brivo. Thank you, Eric.
Great. Thanks, George. And thank you all for your attendance on this webinar. So a little bit about Brivo. Brivo was founded in 1999. We are the first to cloud access control solution, and we are a global leader when it comes to cloud access control. What makes it different or unique is the fact that it is a scalable solution that can go ahead and address pretty much any opportunity that is out there. So as you're looking at and finding the customer and the type of solutions you're looking for, know that a cloud-based access control, and we'll talk more specifically about the benefits of cloud in a little bit, it is a solution that would probably work in almost every opportunity that you have. We are a very well-established platform. As you see here, we're in over 70 countries. We have more than 50,000 commercial accounts. There's more than 425,000 points of entrance that are managed and protected by Brivo, and it's all running on the same instance. And there's over 3 million mobile credentials that are active at any given point in time on the system. Next slide, please. Now, we talk about access control, and obviously that's where we had gotten started. What we have found is that providing a cloud-based platform, it allows the customer to really take advantage of the information. We really think of it as a platform instead of being a software or a solution, because that platform can have connectors. Those connectors can come from a lot of different things. And as you see here, we talk about access control, we're dealing with perimeter access, facility access, room access. It can even be in the multifamily space. It can be unit access. There's also the component of identity management. So having some sort of visual indicator of people as they're coming onto the facilities. There's video integration. There's different other bolt-ons that we have within the application itself. But then also is that we have a very strong partnership with other what we call alliance members, and we have an open API that allows them to integrate in it. One of the things I do want to mention is that native within the actual Brivo Access solution is also some data analytics. So at the end of the day, we know that managing the facility, looking at the points of entrance and the activities that are going on, there is routines that occur. And then there's anomalies that might also happen. And those anomalies is really what you're trying to determine and be able to report on and react to. And so there are analytics that are built into this to go ahead and determine if there's some unusual activity, and that's native to the Brivo Access platform. Next slide, please. So We do have a very large and diversified clientele, and we have these grayed out here because we know that this webinar is being recorded and it's going to be publicly available. We are more than happy to share with you the names and logos that are here. We have a lot of case studies and testimonials from customers that have deployed, Brivo, either started with a new system and, went ahead and have grown it over time. We have a lot of conversions and takeovers also, where somebody had an on-premise solution and they want to migrate over to a cloud, and Brivo was the right choice for their, for their specific needs that they had. So these are grayed out right here, but please reach out to us. We're more than happy to go ahead and disclose who these customers are in the commercial, the enterprise, and in the multifamily space. So I was talking a little bit about the advantages of Brivo. And I do want to focus on the benefits of it and not trying to say, like, how are we better than company A, B, and C? There are so many strengths to the solution, and they're really broken down into three different sections. First is that it is a cloud-based platform. So when you're talking cloud, you're removing the costs associated to, maintaining servers for database upgrades and backups, from, the actual installing of patches and updates and looking at vulnerabilities within the system. That's all taken care of for that end user. And you have that confidence because it is cloud-based. Also, it is centralized. So if you want to go ahead and have this, come into or have the information accessible from multiple locations, that's not a problem because it's all residing in one location. You can actually gain access to that from a device. It could be a mobile phone, it could be a tablet, it could be a computer. No matter where you are in the world, you're able to access your information and be able to protect and control the points of entrance for your facility. Other thing is that from a cost perspective, certainly when you look at large improvements on the system, capital and raising the funds for capital projects can be tiresome, and sometimes being able to convert the access control over to the OpEx for subscription, RMR, is something that is very advantageous to that end user. So it allows you to look at and maintain the system through OpEx instead of having to use capital for these types of projects. Now, on the feature side of things, so looking at the features, one thing that we really pride ourselves on is that the platform itself has a lot of features, and those features have been developed over time. They also, through updates and enhancements, as you see here on the slide, we release on a quarterly basis new features and functionalities. That automatically goes to every single customer automatically at that moment in time. And they take advantage of those features that are added to the system, be it either because of social reasons, during the pandemic, the needing to go ahead and have social distancing, we're able to enable features, during that period of time. There's also things that come in, we have, Map Designer, for example, and being able to have a floor plan view that was released on this last release. Those types of features are enabled and automatically available to any customer that is on the Brivo Access platform. Other important thing, and we hear a lot in the industry about mobile credentials and also NFC or wallet credentials. All of our platform or all of our components, be it either the wall readers or wireless lock sets, there is a component of either mobile or NFC that works with each of those. And depending on what the need is, and then also what the use cases are, we offer those mobile or NFC credentials across all the different, devices that we integrate with. Speaking of integration, that is also one of the key advantages to Brivo, is the fact that we have very tight integrations. We have video integration with the Alibi Cloud VS, and so you have access control and cloud or video tied in together. And then when we look at opening it up and we have over 80 API partners that are listed on our website. Just go to brivo.com and look for aligned partners. You can actually see, and it's broken down by the categories and the different, intercom systems and visitor management and all these different solutions that are integrated with the Brivo Access platform. Lastly, if you do not see the partner that you're interested in having integrated to our solution, we have an open API. If you search online for Brivo open API documentation, that partner can actually see and obtain all the information to go ahead and integrate to our platform. We are completely open. They, sign up with us. We give them a sandbox where they're able to do their development, and it allows them to go ahead and complete that integration. So just because you don't see them listed doesn't mean that that's a showstopper for the opportunity that you have. Next slide, please. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Bryce, and he's going to go over some things in particular for the customers and then also the vertical markets.
Thanks, Eric. Morning, everybody. So Eric just did a really good job of giving a comprehensive overview of a lot of the technical benefits of Brivo. I want to take it one step further here and just start talking about the actual value that you are going to provide your customer. And Brivo it's such a great platform that regardless of kind of what member of the organization you are for your end user's business, you're going to benefit when you get a Brivo system in one way or the other, right? So like if you start out with somebody like a facility manager, this could be also somebody on the IT team potentially, you're going to make their life significantly easier when you install a Brivo system. Okay, so I can't tell you how many calls we've been on the past couple weeks, couple months, where we show them a lot of the kind of the human capital they're going to save by going to Brivo's cloud-based solution. And this really compounds when you're working with customers that are used to managing on-premise servers. Maybe they're used to doing it on multiple locations, or on large deployments, having to manage multiple servers even in one building, right? So just being able to really kind of outsource a lot of that kind of management, calorie spend to the cloud as opposed to somebody physically on location is a really, really strong selling point for Brivo right now. Also, let's say you're talking to somebody like the security director, right? Cybersecurity, can't talk about it enough right now. Brivo is kind of in a world of their own when it comes to cybersecurity and kind of network compliance, right? So like if you have any customers with kind of complex network security requirements, Brivo is going to stack up very, very well. We have plenty of documentation showing kind of the rigorous process that Brivo puts their infrastructure through to ensure that it's actually at the level that it needs to be at. But just know, archive it in your brain. If you have anybody who is very cybersecurity conscious, Brivo is going to do a very, very good job of meeting their needs. Now, when you look at somebody who may be making more of a, maybe a business decision, like someone on the C-suite team or a COO, you are, again, going to be saving them, direct dollar bills just by freeing up a lot of their human capital. And when you start talking to customers that are saying, hey, we spend too much time on XYZ, we spend way too much time provisioning credentials, we spend way too much time updating firmware at the actual readers and the panels themselves, you can actually quantify that into a dollar amount. So, well, hey, too much time, what does that mean for you? Define too much time. And they'll tell you, oh, once every other month, we got to go through and we got to update all these readers, and it takes us, a whole day to do it. And then you can actually really quantify what you are going to be saving them by going to a Brivo system, because again, a lot of those processes, the Brivo system is capable of just handling on its own without anybody wasting an entire day to handle something that's really kind of an easy management type of activity, right? Now, Eric hit on this already, but one of the strongest selling points of Brivo right now is how good it is at taking a very wide portfolio of technologies and consolidating them in one place. This is something that really will get your foot in the door, especially compared to a lot of other platforms that may be, primarily proprietary right now. There's a big term going out there in the marketplace, hostage as a service. You get those proprietary solutions. Unfortunately, as a dealer, you're kind of stuck to that company's roadmap, right? Well, that's not Brivo's approach. Brivo's approach is, hey, we're gonna make our platform open, and we want to work with everybody, right? We want to work with everybody that makes sense. So like Eric mentioned, they have over 80 integration partners right now. So if you have a customer that's looking for a certain type of integration, a certain type of feature set, as opposed to having to wait for Brivo to go build it natively, or kind of to be dependent on a roadmap, you just utilize one of the API partners, right? It's a very easy conversation. And one thing you as a dealer have access to as well is you can really use our team and Brivo's team as well, really, as kind of a conduit to all these API partners. So we've been helping a lot of dealers navigate, like in the multifamily space, especially, they may have an intercom requirement or a single sign-on requirement. Well, we can hook you up with the right technology. We can make recommendations. In some cases, we can even get you a demonstration of the API partner software. So really just Brivo does a really good job of streamlining this process and just giving you, as wide of a net as you can throw to meet as many customer needs as you possibly can. So we really wanted to call out multifamily specifically because this has been actually the majority of the conversations that we've been having. Brivo stacks up extremely well in the multifamily space. And it's really for a lot of the reasons that we've already mentioned, right? Being able to integrate with so many technologies on location is an extremely strong selling point. Also, keep in mind, Brivo is truly an enterprise class solution. So when you start comparing this to some of the maybe the lower cost multifamily targeted products that are out there, when you get kind of the capabilities in front of the customer and show them how robust it is, most of the time they only, they could get away with leveraging 33% of what Brivo is capable of. What's so good about Brivo for multifamily too is there's so many features that if that customer at any point down the road decides, hey, I really need X, Y, and Z, I need more mobile passes, right? I need this different third-party lock set to integrate. I need to bring on this API partner. Well, they've got the future-proof technology and the infrastructure in place where they can actually go and do that, right? With the on-premise gear, you pretty much buy the truck, drive it off the lot. You got that feature set until you go buy a new car, right? With Brivo, they're constantly adapting. Eric, I think, mentioned previously, they release new features on a quarterly basis. So your customers will continue to benefit. And actually, it's interesting because the system will actually appreciate over time and become more valuable as opposed to depreciating like an on-premise system would, right? We've seen a lot of multifamily facilities really trying to improve the tenant experience specifically. A major part of this is mobile credentials, right? So a host of problems arise that I'm sure many of you are very familiar with when you are using physical credentials in the multifamily space. People lose their credential, they give it out to their friend, they somebody that really should not be in the facility has access to it. They're letting their buddy go use the gym or the pool, right? So there's a lot of problems that a mobile credential can solve. Also, if you think about like the person actually managing the credentials for the facility, it's extremely easy for them to manage. If you want to issue a mobile credential, you go to your user list, click on the person, assign the credential. If you have high turnover, let's say it's apartment complex, that person leaves, you go into their mobile pass, you click revoke, and then you go to the new person and you click assign. And that's all you have to do. You're not having to burn a card. It's just an extremely easy process. So we wanted to mention retail too. This is really kind of cloud as a whole right now. It is a really, really strong fit for retail specifically, and anything really that has multiple locations. Anything where you want to take, kind of a big area of a lot of sites, a lot of devices, a lot of cameras, a lot of control panels. Brivo is just going to be really good at handling whatever you want to throw at it from a device count standpoint. And it's got unlimited scalability in the sense that you can have as many users as you would like to, as many devices as you would like to. You're never going to really hit a resource limitation that is on the actual cloud side of things, right? Also, retail customers are typically very interested in kind of monitoring and reporting on incidents in a very proficient way. Brivo software is very, very good at making this a very intuitive and easy process for the customer. So, there's a feature in Brivo called the event tracker. Anything that would be, let's say, a area of concern for a customer, they will get brought into the loop proactively on, and then they'll be able to just go reference it right from the event tracker. They can filter it by person, by site, by device. It just makes it really, really clean and easy for the person who's actually managing the system to gain really clean visibility into what's going on in their business. and be able to go and handle it in a really clean and effective way. So now I'm going to transition a little bit here. So what we wanted to just mention really briefly is some of the support that both us and Brivo have stood up to help you be successful in selling Brivo. So we've come up with a variety of assets, including just some nice, clean sales resources, right? So we have what are called battle cards. So battle cards are going to be broken down by customer vertical. It's essentially going to tell you, hey, these are really good verticals for Brivo. These are the reasons that they are moving this direction. Here's how you can position the product. Really clean and easy. We've also got something called the playbook, the Brivo Partner Playbook. This is essentially your Brivo cheat sheet. Okay, so what this is going to do, it's going to tell you everything from why Brivo. Here are the most popular selling points you should leverage. It's then going to have a big section on, hey, here are a lot of options on how you can build out what a typical Brivo installation would look like. So I think anything from a 1-door solution all the way up to an 8-door solution with a lot of variety on how you can design that. You're going to have an option for really clean cheat sheet broken down with exact part numbers on what you would need. Also, there is a FAQ list at the end, and there's also a breakdown on the difference between the additions and really things that you're going to get asked by your customer. This playbook is going to be able to handle. So you'll definitely want to bookmark that. Every one of you has access to that. If you need help navigating that, call the team. We'll help you walk you through it. That above every other resource is what you want to make sure you have saved. Also case studies, right? So the great part about Brivo, they support so many customers right now and have so many people ranting and raving about them. If you're looking to go pitch in a certain customer market, they very likely have a case study, even testimonials in some case, just things that make you as a dealer and Brivo as a product look very credible. We've got tons of that you can leverage. Now, for things that you can use to actually get ramped up and learn the platform more effectively and as quickly as possible, you got a couple things that you can leverage. So free demo kit, right? If any of you have not gone through the activation process, do that. It will not take you a long time. And at the end of that, you get a free demo kit sent from Brivo. It's a nice pre-finished 2-door control panel plus a reader. And you can leverage that to basically test anything about a Brivo system that you would want to. You can start using the mobile pass, get familiar with the mobile credentials. You can even issue your customers a temporary mobile pass if they want to use it and get familiar with it before they make a purchase decision. Really, really good way to learn and showcase the platform. Again, totally free once you get through the process. You also have access to something called Brivo University. So this is a completely online self-serve course where you can actually go really any direction you want, whether you're a technical person, you're a salesperson, you can go through a certification path, especially on the technical side. It'll take about 2.5, 3 hours, somewhere around there. And it will teach you everything from Access 101 all the way through everything you would need to know about Brivo. So if you're looking to get your teams trained up in the quickest, most efficient way possible, this is a invaluable resource to get them going. And it's designed in a very clean, intuitive way too. So you'll watch a video, take a quiz, watch a video, take a quiz. So it's extremely intuitive. Also, the Alibi team, we've got cloud specialists, right? So we have, for each of you that are going through the process, we're actually assigning and dedicating a solution specialist to your business as a resource to help you be successful with this and get you ramped as quickly as possible. So a couple of services that we can provide you. We can obviously help you with things like system design, answering technical questions. Probably more importantly, we can help you with live demonstrations of the Brivo platform and help you position it. But essentially anything that you would need A through Z throughout the entire sales process, we're here to support you on this and just really give you those extra calories that you need at the beginning as you ramp to become proficient. And our goal is really to help take the burden off of you having to be the expert immediately to go and offer the solution. We're happy to take that on for you and just shorten that learning curve for you. So take advantage of us. And I'm going to go ahead and kick it over to George to touch on some of our marketing features.
Excellent. Thank you, Bryce. Before I jump into marketing, I know we're running long, so I'm going to be quick. I think the best thing to remember is call us. right? You all have dedicated account managers, you have solution specialists. We're here to help. Either Bryce or a member of his team, you've now seen like how much knowledge he brings to the table. We're just here to support your business and help you close projects. So don't hesitate to pick up the phone and call. As for Arsenal, if you're not familiar with Arsenal, again, call us. We'll set up time with our marketing specialists to walk you through all the resources we've created for you. The one we're featuring here is vertical campaigns. So multi-touch email campaigns that we've created for you, right? That brand for you as you use our engine, reach new markets with relevant content, right? So what we try to do is as much of that heavy lift of pulling together that professional content, again, branding it for you to help elevate your brand and build awareness for your offerings. Instead of talking more about it, reach out to us, set up time with us. We'll walk you through all the resources that are available. They can really help you grow your business. Next slide, Bryce. Bryce, I didn't see questions. And I, again, tribute that to you guys doing such a great job. And we are running long, but I hope you all found this super beneficial. There are so many resources available to you to help grow. This webinar is just the starting point. Reach out, help us help you find the resources you need. Next slide, Bryce. Lastly, this is a series, right? And we continue to adjust our topics based on what you ask for. So don't hesitate to reach out, ask for the topics that matter most to you. In our next webinar, we'll focus on how to build a Brivo system. And this is simply, you've got a project. How do I go about building a solution for that project? And what resources are available to you to help do that? We have two others that have been asked for recently. One focused on mobile credential and the other focused on multifamily solutions, which, as Bryce mentioned, we're seeing a ton of demand for now. And we really want to help you penetrate or address that demand. Other than that, I think we've covered our topic for today. Thank you all for joining us. We know your time is valuable. We appreciate your business. And remember, we're here to help you grow, so don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks for joining us, guys.